Johnny Allen Hendrix, or better known as Jimi Hendrix, was an American guitarist, singer, and songwriter. Born in Seattle, Washington, the 27th of November 1942, Hendrix began playing guitar at the age of 15. In 1961, he enlisted in the U.S. Army, but was discharged the following year, and he died in the 18th of September 1970. Although his mainstream career spanned only 4 years, he is widely regarded as one of the most influential electric guitarists in the history of popular music, and one of the most celebrated musicians of the 20th century. Hendrix was inspired by American rock and roll and electric blues. He favored overdriven amplifiers with high volume and gain, and was instrumental in popularizing the previously undesirable sounds caused by guitar amplifier feedback. He was also one of the first guitarists to make extensive use of tone-altering effects units in mainstream rock, such as fuzz distortion, Octavia, wah-wah, and uni-vibe. He was the first musician to use stereophonic phasing effects in recordings. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame describes him as arguably the greatest instrumentalist in the history of rock music. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. Music doesn't lie. If there is something to be changed in this world, then it can only happen through music. The story of life is quicker than the blink of an eye. The story of love is hello, goodbye. All I'm writing is just what I feel, that's all. I just keep it almost naked. And probably the words are so bland. I'm the one that has to die when it's time for me to die. So let me live my life the way I want to. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. White-collar conservative flashing down the street, pointing that plastic finger at me, they all assume my kind will drop and die. But I'm gonna wave my freak flag high. Knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. You have to go on and be crazy. Craziness is like heaven. Even castles made of sand fall into the sea, eventually. In order to change the world, you have to get your head together first. I try to use my music to move these people to act. Sometimes you want to give up the guitar, you'll hate the guitar. But if you stick with it, you're gonna be rewarded. If I'm free, it's because I'm always running. I've been imitated so well I've heard people copy my mistakes. Blues is easy to play, but hard to feel. Every city in the world always has a gang, a street gang, or the so-called outcasts. It's funny how most people love the dead. Once you're dead, you're made for life. It all has to come from inside, though, I guess. All I'm gonna do is just go on and do what I feel. I'm gonna put a curse on you and all your kids will be born completely naked. I used to live in a room full of mirrors. All I could see was me. I take my spirit and I crash my mirrors. Now the whole world is here for me to see. We have time, there's no big rush. I just hate to be in one corner. I hate to be put as only a guitar player, or either only as a songwriter, or only as a tap dancer. I like to move around. When I die, just keep playing the records. Imagination is the key to my lyrics. The rest is painted with a little science fiction. When things get too heavy, just call me helium, the lightest known gas to man. I was trying to do too many things at the same time, which is my nature. But I was enjoying it, and I still do enjoy it. I wish they'd had electric guitars in cotton fields back in the good old days. A whole lot of things would have been straightened out. You have to give people something to dream on. To be with the others, you have to have your hair short and wear ties. So we're trying to make a third world happen, you know what I mean? The reflection of the world is blues. That's where that part of the music is at. Then you got this other kind of music that's trying to come around. I don't have nothing to regret at all in the past, except that I might have unintentionally hurt somebody else or something. You don't have to be singing about love all the time in order to give love to the people. You don't have to keep flashing those words all the time. The time I burned my guitar, it was like a sacrifice. You sacrifice the things you love. I love my guitar. You have to forget about what other people say. When you're supposed to die, or when you're supposed to be loving, you have to forget about all these things. Music makes me high on stage, and that's the truth. It's like being almost addicted to music. When I die, I want people to play my music, go wild and freak out and do anything they want to do. I got a pet monkey called Charlie Chan. It's funny the way most people love the dead. Once you are dead, you are made for life. My goal is to be one with the music. I just dedicate my whole life to this art. The story of life is quicker than the wink of an eye. The story of love is hello and goodbye. Until we meet again. A broom is drearily sweeping up the broken pieces of yesterday's life. Ain't afraid no more. After a while your cheap talk don't even cause me pain. So let your bullets fly like rain. There are many here among us who feel that life is but a joke. To hell with heaven, to heaven with hell. Unless you send me somebody to love. The truth of you both I'm gonna tell.
Cherokee Mist, The Lost Writings.
In order to change the world, you have to get your head together first. One day I want to become a parent. Now that is what the world is all about. Having kids. Like planting flowers. Technically, I'm not a guitar player. All I play is truth and emotion. From the middle of a tomb whose lights burn only for survival. Our tired bodies finally understand and obey our beating hearts.